Yo-yo with the fro-yo, y'all, and happy Father's Day. I've got another commentary for you today that I am super excited about. I didn't know if I could make it happen, or if the parties involved in this video would even be interested in making this video, but it happened. And so it is with my great pleasure that I get to share my father with you guys today for Father's Day. I asked him to sit down with me, and for about 2.5 hours, I picked his brain and interviewed him to figure out his outlook on the world. Now, my father is somebody that is extremely special to me, and I think that he has some of the most sound advice that I have ever heard. So, without further ado, sit back, relax, grab a snack, and Big John presents to you my father. For the topic of Father's Day, and this is as much advice for me as anybody, because I'm a dad now, and but for the first time, and I just had a buddy tell me, the best time to learn how to be a good dad is with your first kid, because if you have to do it with the other kids, then your first kid's jealous, and nobody wants that. So, but. So, what was your biggest fear when you became a father?
Oh, dropping you on your head. Biggest fear when I became a father. Hmm. Hey, next time, give me a list of questions and a week to ponder.
Okay,
No.
I will.
My biggest fear would have been just providing. You know, I've got to provide. But it wasn't, and I think that's what makes it hard to answer the question. It's not like I sat around fearful.
Yeah.
But it's the fact that now I have a being. I mean, I married your mother and I got to provide for your mother, but if I don't show up, she can make a sandwich. She'd go to her mom and daddy and get a sandwich, whatever.
Yeah.
Now I've got one that is totally dependent on us, and I've got to go provide for him.
Yeah.
So I think that was probably my biggest fear. But again, it wasn't I sat around fearful. It's just that everything changed. Everything changed the second you were born, and it was no longer about me. When I got married, it was no longer about me. When I had a kid, it's no longer about us.
Yeah.
And I think by nature we're selfish, right?
Well, sure.
And all of a sudden now every decision I make affects someone else who has no ability to do for themselves.
Right.
Yeah.
So, and I experienced this period for a short time, and I'm still finding myself transitioning. But when you have your first kid, it starts off kind of in this place of like, the first couple nights you take him home, it feels like you're babysitting this some random person's kid.
Somebody had a baby.
Somebody had a baby, and now I got to get up and take care of him.
Yeah.
But when did that transition happen where it went from there's this baby here to like I'm a dad now?
I don't know. I mean, I kind of know, like I know what you're talking about, but I don't know when it like that. I mean, you were
More
mine.
like a gradual change, you think, or it was instant.
It was an instant. You were mine, right?
Yeah.
You're mine. So yeah, I don't know that there was this gradual or me getting used to it. It was just you were mine.
I get that.
And yeah.
I get that, and I mean, yes, because I think more of the unfamiliarity that I feel is I've never taken care of a baby before, and so there's this new experience that I'm going
Yeah.
through, and so there's it's unfamiliar.
Right.
I wouldn't say it felt like somebody else's kid. It's definitely my kid.
Yeah.
But I know what you're talking about, where like your mind instantly, and like, so Shelby had a C-section, and so she's on the operating table, and but my kid comes out, and they're they're holding him up, showing mama, showing me, and then they let us see him, and then they take him over to the NICU nurses in like a different room. And like from the moment I saw him, even though he looked like a evil little discolored goblin,
Yeah.
I was like, that one's mine. But I also have my wife on the operating table cut open, and they had to seal back up. So she's like going through a traumatic surgery. He's going through a traumatic birth, and like going over there. And I wanted to protect the both of them so bad that when they rushed the baby off into a different room, I it was almost like my eyes wanted to go in different directions to make sure that I had an eye on both of them.
Yeah.
But like I couldn't look at her and him at the same time. But like mentally, I was like, I can't, like I need, and it caused a little bit of anxiety. Like, oh my gosh, I'm taking my baby to a different room, and like I'm ready to go that way. But if I look over here, I'm not paying attention to her. But I get that like it's mine. So it wasn't like, oh, they have this gremlin thing that just came out. It's like, no, that's my son over there, and I want to protect the both of them. But that was an uncomfortable situation to be in.
And for us, not at natural births, you never left the room, right?
Mhm.
But it is you're standing by your wife who has just gone through this, but you're constantly looking up and over. Yep,
Yeah.
he's still good. Yep, he's still good. Yep, he's still good.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh, what's one thing that you wish that more young men understood about being a father?
Um, that it's a blessing, and not in the worldly sense, right? It's a blessing from God. It's a privilege. It's not a chore. It's not just something to weigh you down,
Yeah.
right? You get to be a father, not a have father or how crap I am, right, or whatever. You get to be a father. You get to raise this child, right? You have this instant moment of, yep, he's mine. But you're God's child, and God has given me the privilege of taking care of you on this earth.
Mm-hmm.
That's what if fathers could understand that, if young fathers could truly grasp that from the get-go, that this is a privilege. I have been entrusted with your care by our Father, Others, not all, but some mothers grasp that quicker than men do. Guarantee you, your mama grasped it quicker than I did. But if I could have seen that from day one, that would have, I don't know what I would have done different, but I'm sure there are things that I'd have done different.
Speaking of things that you would have done different, I promise I don't mean this in like a judgmental way, but my next question is there anything that you regret about how you raised me?
Um, there are moments I regret of being colder than I should have been, harder than I should have been. Um, and it came from immaturity, you know. Um, I regret the amount of time I worked. Um, not the like some people, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I look up from my time at Block. That was year and a half of 6, 7 days a week, 10, 12 hours a day for nothing. It was useless. It was wasted time. Um, and I spent a lot of my career feeling like I had to be at work instead of spending time with y'all. I mean, we went on one vacation as a family, one big vacation, right? I mean, we did little things and all, but you and the girls were very fortunate to have Monty and Paul who took y'all and did things with you, because you wouldn't have had those experiences without them, because I wasn't going to take off work. I wasn't going to spend that kind of money, you know. I wish I would have been a little less. It's finding the balance, right? Because there are others that work is not a bad thing, you know. Um, so I don't know. I don't. It's not that it's horrible and I would change everything, but I would like to have taken y'all on a few more, had more experiences, some other experiences with you. Y'all have had a lot of experiences without me that I wish I could have been there. I wish I would have been there.
Yeah.
I wish I would have been comfortable being uncomfortable in those, not just the traveling, but in coaching. And like baseball coaching you was very easy for me. It was not easy coaching the girls. And I wish I could have been more comfortable in my uncomfortableness and given them the same enthusiasm I had for coaching boys baseball.
Yeah.
I wish I could have given Catherine the same enthusiasm about soccer.
Yeah. And that question is totally from I am proud of who I am and what I've learned from you, and don't regret that one bit. That's more of like a forewarning to, like, hey, if you're a dad, here's something that I wish I would have done different.
And paying attention to the interests where they are, and then encouraging those interests. Catherine took an interest to archery, and I enjoy archery. So why didn't I jump on the opportunities there?
Wow, I've totally forgot about that, but yeah, she did.
Yeah. I feel like, and and not you, but with Catherine, that we are so much alike that that's a lot of my struggle. But all the missed opportunities to bond with her, if I could go back and change it, I would.
Yeah, I gotcha. Now, no limits. I still need to learn, and don't talk about the content for my certification exams. That is off limits.
That's a given.
Yeah, that's a given. I got to go learn that stuff. But what other things do you think I still need to learn?
That it's absolutely okay to ask for help. That that it is hmm. Hmm. That pear salad is delicious. You need to learn that.
No, I've never eaten that crap.
That's the main thing, is that it is okay to ask for help. What I see in you is the same thing I saw in me, and it's taken me, 48 years, and I'm still learning it. But all the times that I should have raised my hand and asked for help, that it got me into trouble. I don't want you to have to go through all of those moments, and in 24 years look up and realize you're still trying to learn how to ask for help.
Yeah.
Right? Because I'm still learning how to ask for help. It is okay to ask for help. It is good to ask for help. Um, you know, that we were never meant to do it all alone. Um, yeah.
Gotcha.
The other stuff is knowledge. It's you know, I don't know that there's anything you can do to learn it any quicker. It'll all come with time. But that's the main. It's okay to ask for help, and you need to ask for help. Don't hold yourself back. You know.
What do you hope that your grandkids know about you someday?
Honestly, just how much I love them. I hope that I can learn how to remove the anxieties and um, whatever struggles I have with expressing myself, and that with them I can be totally transparent, and that they know, you know, just how much I love them.
Yeah.
That there's never a doubt. You know, that there's never a, you know, pop is or papa, whatever the hell I'm supposed to be, but that I guess one, that they know my name, and two, um, that there's never a moment where they feel like they can't figure me out, or that they know I'm safe, that I'm easy, and that you know they are loved.
I like that. And as always, if you have any questions, feel free to email me at bigjohn.submissions@yahoo.com. And let me know if you have any questions, whether it be about work, life, hobbies, you name it. And I'd love to answer it in a future video. But with that said, be good. Praise God. I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye-bye.